Hey guys, what's up? This is Ron and Henry here again. This is part 3 of the 6-part video series, Your Blueprint for Weight Loss Success, okay? Henry, why don't you say hi to the camera? Don't be rude. Turn around. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. All right. So, check out this video, you guys. It starts off, it's basically discussing some more of the food plan, and then it's going to get into some goals and stuff like that. So it's very important to you guys watch every one of these videos of the 6-part series. This is a transformation for you guys, okay? Just follow it slowly. Don't overwhelm yourself. Just follow what I'm saying. I don't want you to think too much about it. I want you guys to start now. I want you to start making little swaps now. So that way when the new year comes around, 2025, if you watch this video, and maybe you watch this video next year, then just start right now, okay? You got to start now. You can't wait till tomorrow. You got to start now, okay? I'm being a little, I'm exaggerating a little bit, okay? Yeah, maybe you don't have the time today, but then make sure you get everything you need for tomorrow, right? So basically, so if I'm just making one swap today, like the last video was all about food swaps, right? So maybe today, I'm going to go buy some nuts, and I'm going to get rid of, say, some of the stuff that I was eating, maybe some of the candy bars or something. I'm just going to have the nuts and maybe some fruit, right? Or whatever hacks, whatever changes you're going to make. So it's up to you, though, okay? You do a little bit at a time. You make your little adjustments, okay? I am your virtual trainer. I'm your virtual kind of food coach, right? For exercise and for food and for, motivation. But I can't do it for you, right? So just get started a little bit, right? And make sure you share this information because this is life changing. Just check out the video, follow it, don't think too much, okay? Because here's the thing, when I was doing this before I could lose the extra 20, 30, 40 pounds I had on me, and because my muscles were there, I was working out, they weren't showing, they were covered up. So just make sure that you guys watch these videos, listen to what I'm saying, because I know what I'm talking about. I'm giving you guys the information so you guys can actually know what you're doing. You're going to have the information. I'm going to break through the ignorance. You're going to know. You're going to have the knowledge. So then you're going to be able to teach somebody one day. You see, like I am. Okay? It's just basic information. It's just basic. You got chemicals in foods that cause us to get sicker. They cause us to retain the weight, right? When they created the grocery stores, right? I did a video about that stuff. That's where they had to do something. How are you going to keep the stuff on the shelves? You're going to preserve them somehow, right? Then later you get the 90s, then they start putting a lot of, I'm not saying they weren't before, but they put a lot of pesticides on our foods now, right? It's like, what, pesticides? What is that about, right? So anyway, guys, the best thing you can do, watch the videos, take the notes, okay? Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, make sure the notifications are turned on, because sometimes they're turned off and you won't receive them. And then comment. Anyway, enjoy the video. Okay, so the food plan reveal. Your blueprint for weight loss success, part 3 of 6. All right, so let's look at why food plans work, right? So you're going to receive a food plan, right? But in part 5. But why? Why is it important to follow the food plan, right? Well, it's going to be hard to succeed without structure, okay? And without something that you're going to be able to focus on, and something that you're going to be able to see, like, okay, well, maybe I can make these meals. They won't take me 2 days to make. I can and then I can actually follow the food plan. But it also removes the guesswork, right? So you're just going to follow the plan. You're not going to think. Like I was telling people, like the definition of insanity, right, is continue to do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, right? And so I've been there, a lot. Like, and I'm trying to work out, I'm trying to exercise, and I just can't get this extra weight off, and it just wouldn't come off, right? But now I know how to do it, and so I'm going to show you guys how to do it. So it's basically, a goal without a plan, right? It's just a wish. So let's make sure you follow the plan, okay? And then next thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure we have goals. Okay, so
an important factor when you're trying to figure out your goals and stuff. You got to understand something, right? When you eat certain foods, right? When you eat balanced foods that provide energy and they'll actually make you full too. The reason being is because you're actually getting nutrition, right? When you're eating like fast food, McDonald's and stuff like that, you're not really getting much nutrition. So you can eat like an extra burger, right? Like a whole burger, right? But like if I have my organic burger like I did last night, I can eat. Well, I mean I can eat two, but I'll be miserable, right? But no, it fills you up pretty good if you just give yourself a couple minutes. Make sure you have a couple minutes to um, so your body can process. But once you give yourself a few minutes, like 20, 30 minutes, next thing you know, you're like, oh man, I'm actually pretty full right now, and I don't need anything else, right? So yeah, there's a big difference when you eat processed junk versus real food. So reduce processed foods. Okay, let's do that. That's actually number one, right? Reduce the processed foods because that's what seems to be causing these problems for a lot of people. The processing. Increase nutrient dense foods, right? Maintain balanced, balanced calorie intake. For your weight loss, which we're not really worried about calories as much. We're worried more about chemicals right now. But yeah, you're still going to balance your calories, right? But you want to understand that it's about chemicals. There's chemicals in the food that are causing these problems. Once we start removing those, your body's going to start changing, right? It's going to start wanting the other foods. And then focus on sustainability, not quick fixes. Just take your time. Plan on looking back in a year from now. Don't worry about today or tomorrow. No, look back in a year, maybe 6 months, okay? I'm also going to have it on there where you guys can send me a picture or video. I want you guys to do that of your before and after 6 months, right? And then maybe we can collaborate. Maybe we can talk since then. I mean, between now and then. There's also a chance that if somebody is taking this program and running with it and doing well, then maybe we can do a video together. Maybe we can talk about it. That'd be fun. So we can meet and talk. So I just if I can get some other people to, this is what my goal was. My goal was to get other people to be able to do this so more people can learn sustainability and so they can take control of their own weight loss and their own health, like I did. So, all right. So yeah, it's crucial to make sure you have, that's what this is about, right? A daily plan. And basically what you're going to see is you're going to see balanced food groups. You're going to have your plate, right? And your plate's going to have the different sections, right? That you can, make sure that you're following the guidelines. That's all. If you work out a lot, or if you're a big person, right, and you need more food, then we can add a little bit here and there on each portion, right? But as long as you're not eating the McDonald's and stuff, and as long as you're eating something like more, healthier foods, then that's okay, So just follow the plan, right? Basically, it's going to have 3 meals and 2 snacks, so that's plenty of food. This is the first plan, right? The first plan is basically designed for a month. And then you're going to see how you guys do with that, right? And then once you guys can accomplish that or be successful in that and it's effective, then what we're going to do is I'm going to give you guys an option then at that point to maybe try other stuff to try to, just keep it going, right? But this first one's good because it's a healthy plan and it's something you can do for your whole life. And I've done research to make sure this is the healthy plan. I'm not sure if there's anyone better than these, but this one's a great one. And I definitely want to encourage you guys to follow this plan and just don't think, just follow, okay? So you're going to have proteins, you're going to have healthy fats, right? Fiber-rich carbs and vegetables, right? And then I want to recommend, use easy measurements like palm size for proteins and stuff like that, right? Yeah. All right. So crafting perfect diet plans. So creating a personalized diet plan, it involves more than just picking healthy foods. It's about tailoring your nutrition to fit your lifestyle, preferences, and goals. Okay, so here's how to craft a diet that works for you. Meal plans, right? Tailored to your lifestyle, right? Whether you're an athlete, right? A busy professional, right? Managing a health condition, your meal plan should reflect your daily activities and energy needs. So like I said, if you're working out a lot, you might want to eat a little bit more, right? Of the good stuff, right? A well-designed plan considers your schedule, cooking abilities, and even cultural food preferences to ensure sustainability and enjoyment. So a couple tips for choosing the right foods, right? Focus on nutrient-dense options that provide maximum health benefits. Basically, this means prioritizing whole unprocessed foods like fresh fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats. Consider seasonal and local produce to ensure better taste, affordability, and nutrient content. Ideal timing for meals and snacks, right? So make sure, we have the right timing down. So like I said, you're going to be eating every 2 or 3 hours, okay? By the way, that's my dog grinding on the bone, you guys, in the background. So timing matters when it comes to energy and metabolism, okay? Start your day with a nutritious breakfast to fuel your body, and plan meals and snacks every 3 to 4 hours to maintain stable blood sugar levels. For example, protein and complex carbs are an excellent post-workout choice for muscle recovery and energy replenishment. Portion control without obsession, okay? So, yeah, you gotta get your emotions out of this, okay? Instead of rigid calorie counting, focus on portion awareness, right? Use visual cues like filling half your plate with vegetables, right? A quarter with lean protein, and a quarter with whole grains. So, paying attention to hunger and fullness cues, right, helps you enjoy meals without overindulging. Okay, so just take your time and enjoy your food. A holistic approach ensures your diet supports not only your physical health, but also your lifestyle and mental well-being, making it easier to stick to your plan for the long term. All right, so portion control, you guys. This is important. So basically, managing food intake to align with nutritional and energy needs. So the benefits, right? Weight management, avoiding overeating, and you're talking about like, you can actually use smaller plates for portion control. You can do that too. So okay, meal prepping. So set yourself up for success. Plan meals for the week ahead of time to avoid impulsive choices. All right, so just plan your plan. Maybe on the weekend, whenever your day off or after work, or if you don't work, then just plan it every week, and then follow your plan. Right, prep ingredients in bulk. I have a video of my kitchen and how I kind of show it. It's kind of, I don't know. I didn't have very much food in there and stuff, but I was trying to give you guys ideas of my mindset. But yeah, I always prep and I always make stuff. So I make like I said before, I make like 12, or I make like 4 or 5 chicken breasts in my air fryer, and then I'll have like maybe a dozen eggs I'll make with some sausage or something, and I have all that stuff in there. So that's a side of my meal. So therefore, I always can add like my Amy's meal. I'll throw some chicken or some eggs or whatever with it, So my point is that I always try to have a salad, vegetables, and meat and stuff like that in my fridge. So that way, if I want to add like a pasta dish or something, then I can balance it. And then also store meals in portion containers for easy access, right? Prep meals and snacks in advance to save time, okay? As I said, and you can write this down. Make sure you guys are following this stuff. Stock your kitchen with healthy staples like frozen vegetables, canned beans, and whole grains. All right, so another quote. You guys probably been waiting for the quote, but here it is. Preparation is the key to success. There you go. So prepare. Let's prepare. We're talking about your health. We're talking about your life. We're talking about longevity. Prepare. Let's do it. Come on. All right. So just a couple tips, right? Yeah. Use the plate method for portion control, right? So you can make sure you have the certain portions on your plate, and the right foods, right? Try to avoid, try to focus on your food to make sure you're taking your time eating it. You're not rushing. You're enjoying the food, right? Because you're eating real food now. This is not McDonald's anymore, right? You're eating real food now. So that's what the whole point of this thing is too, is trying to make sure you guys are eating real food so you can avoid, you keep your cells happy, and you can hopefully avoid some sickness and stuff, right? And you keep your immune system strong, right? So basically, portion control, and then this will improve your overall health. Let me see here. You want to be consistent. Okay, you want to be flexible with your approach. Celebrate, embrace it, enjoy it. That you're changing your life, you're transforming. Make sure you guys plan the meals, in advance, and snacks especially, because you're out there in the world. Next thing you know, you're going to get some snacks that are going to mess you all up. It's going to throw everything off. So stock your kitchen with healthy staples like frozen vegetables, canned beans, and whole grains. Rotate your proteins just to keep meals interesting. Like I have chicken, I'll have beef, I'll have eggs, but just like I said, make sure you are consistent, but allow for flexibility on special occasions because you still have to live your life. You will have a cheat meal that you can, make sure you plan during the week too. And then track your progress. And then the plate method, right? Just to make sure you guys understand what that is, right? So, just make sure you're eating half veggies, right? Veggies, salads, whatever. And then a quarter protein, quarter grains, okay? And then we'll talk about the rest of this stuff, but that's just a basic overview of that, okay? And then just avoid distractions while eating. So they want you to stay focused too, right? That's a big thing, I guess, right? And then stay hydrated. That's important. Make sure you stay hydrated. That's one thing I struggle with. I got to drink more water. All right, balanced eating. Basically, it could stabilize your blood sugar, right? Whole foods ensure better nutrient absorption. And then, it increases your awareness because you're learning right now how important food is. All right, so now it's your turn, right? I'm giving you guys the information. This is part 3, okay? Part 4 is coming up next, and that is going to be your food plan revealed, right? And then part 5 is the food plan. I'm going to discuss it with you, and then you're going to be able to download it. So watch these videos, download the once the food plan is out in a couple of videos, then go ahead and download that. It's going to be designed for 1 month, so you guys can check your progress after 1 month, right? And then share the progress and the meal ideas, right, in the comments and with friends, right? And then stay consistent, but enjoy the process. This is fun. Like I said, you're gonna want to teach to people later because you're gonna be so happy with the progress and the benefits and how you feel. So, all right. So I'll see you guys in the next video.